Hey guys, Happy New Year and welcome back. It is 2020 and January almost gone. I have no idea how that happened. I am Paul Jones, your NAC chair. Welcome to the new year, new resolutions, and a new format. This is Take 5, where we encourage you to take just 5 minutes to invest in new ways of thinking about your life and your business. And my commitment to you is that these episodes will only be 5 minutes long, and I'm going to give you one key takeaway that hopefully you can put to work immediately in your life and your business that will make a difference for you and for the folks around you. So let's recap real quick. We've been going through the 5 dysfunctions of a team. I'm going to put that model up real quick. What's it all about? Well, as a reminder, this is a way to make sure that you and your team are all rowing in the same direction and that you're accomplishing the goals of your business. And in order to do that, you got to get naked with each other. You got to be vulnerable. You got to be honest with each other. And ultimately what that does is it builds trust amongst team members. If somebody's holding back, if there's an environment where you can't really be honest about what's going on and what you think, then you're not going to be able to work effectively as a team. That then leads us to conflict. So if you're open and honest with each other, not everybody's going to agree, hopefully. So when that starts to happen, you get this desire to preserve artificial harmony, and it really stifles the creativity that your team could have. So to be an effective team, you've got to trust one another. You got to know that you have each other's back, and you've got to be able to engage in healthy conflict. And it's the leader's responsibility to mine for that conflict. Okay, so if you don't have a trust there and everybody's afraid of conflict, then that gets us to what we're going to talk about today, which is a lack of commitment. So the goal in your business ultimately is to be able to make decisions that move you and your business forward, right? To accomplish your mission, whatever that happens to be for you. At First Light, it's serving the people that need the help that we have, giving caregivers great jobs, all those things. Well, there's studies out there that say the average adult today makes over 35,000 decisions a day. Now, you may think that number's high, you may think that number's low, but the point is, it leads to decision fatigue. We only have a limited number of decision cycles in a day, and that's just the way it is. And so when you get into a context where your team is trying to make a decision about something, you have to overcome that decision fatigue. And there are 2 big enemies to that in your team. One is a lack of clarity, and the other is a lack of buy-in. When you get stuck and you can't make the decisions that you need to move forward, those are the 2 things you have to be looking for. Are people really clear on what's going on here, and are they able to buy in? So what contributes to those 2 things? A lack of clarity comes from trying to build consensus. People are afraid to say that they don't agree with something. They're afraid to say that they don't like something. So they're waiting for the right moment to agree, and then they leave the room with their own ideas about things that they weren't able to express in the room because you didn't have trust and you weren't able to have healthy conflict. So you've got to create clarity. And in order to do that, people have to be safe in order to speak their minds. And they don't do it because they're afraid they're going to be wrong. And that leads to the second enemy of decisions in your business, and that is a lack of buy-in. If I don't feel heard, you're not going to have my full commitment when we leave this room. So those 2 things you need to be on the lookout for is a lack of clarity and a lack of buy-in. So how do you build those things in your business? I'm going to give you one tip that you can do immediately. It's not going to cost you anything, that you can start today. And it's going to sound too simple, but I promise you it works every single time. And that is to set deadlines. The next time you get your team together and you guys are trying to make a decision, pick something that is low risk, that not everybody agrees on. And before you leave that meeting, set a deadline on what you're going to do and when it's going to happen. And then stick to it and then watch and see what happens. Now, the decision you make may be successful, it may fail. But if it fails, the most important thing is to come back next time, because I'm going to tell you more about what to do when it goes wrong. Because the fact is, a lot of our decisions aren't perfect and they do go wrong. So that's my challenge to you. Think about those 2 things. Where do you have a lack of clarity, and where do you have a lack of buy-in? Are you doing what you need to do to build the trust so that people have healthy conflict, and then you can get to this level of commitment that you need for your business to be successful? And then go set deadlines, all right? Have fun with it. Comment in the YouTube section. Let us know what you think, and I will see you next time. Thanks for joining me. Take 5, everybody.